the fabrics, the mood boards, the inspiration, and the different elements. So I definitely say that there's a synergy between the two.
It feels like in fashion, if you have this vision, which you have to be successful, you can apply it to a lot of other things. It seems like much less of a stretch for a fashion designer to do interiors than an automotive designer to do a dress.
Absolutely, yeah. Mind you, saying that, I did work with Range Rover once.
You did?
Yes,
I remember seeing the review, yes.
Yes,
and Top Gear liked it. Well done.
Yes. I mean, that was interesting, and again, that was great for me because I was working in a different industry with different people. And I learned so much.
Well, there's a creative language, I think,
Yeah.
and you must have had that as a performer, and so there must have been many aspects of that you could apply to.
Yeah, absolutely.
To being a designer.
But that's an example of you know, go out there, work with other people, learn, try different things.
The question is, you're a very, very talented designer, clearly, but how do you make sure the rest of your business is well handled? And I suspect this is an opportunity for you to compliment the people in the front row.
Yes. This is the time for me to compliment the front row, if you like. I have really good people around me looking after the business. It would be impossible to do everything, and I think that that's possibly where people fall down. You know, I know my strengths, I know where I'm not so strong and where I need the help, and I'm not afraid to get the help. And I've built my team up gradually. I never went into this saying, my surname is Beckham and I can afford to do whatever I want. I did this like anybody else would do this when starting up a business. I am very aware of all of the costs and always have been, and I've built this in the right way. And you're right, I have a fantastic team of the best professionals in the industry advising me and working with me, and I think what we're creating together is really something very special.
I think there's a very key message in there for us as students, which is collaboration.
Yes.
You know, and that's actually bizarrely why this building exists, to enable all of our different disciplines, as we saw in the conversation earlier, to collaborate with each other, because you're nothing on your own.
Absolutely. There's so many different, I suppose you need a team of so many people that have knowledge in different areas to make the machine work. And I wasn't aware of that when I first went into the fashion industry, but I'm learning along the way, and I learn from those people, and I'm very lucky to have them around me.
I was just wondering if you could comment a little bit more about being a woman in business, and if you consider yourself a feminist, or what kind of commitments you have to that professional identity.
I am a professional, but I'm also a mum, and I put my children first. But I think women are still treated very differently to men. I support women who have children and work. I think that women should support women. I think there is too many women that don't, and I think women should stick together. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Victoria, lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
I just wanted to go back on to the point about your signature look. I feel like, and I lived in London for many years, and I feel like I've watched you before you were in this business, and you've done very well to sort of embody your signature look, and I'm just very curious how you really arrived at, you know, the dress with the zipper in the back. How did you arrive at that being the piece that you were going to start out with?
Do you know, it's funny, because I wasn't aware of how important it was to have a signature until I'd created it. I was creating dresses that I wanted to wear. That's why one of the reasons that I decided to design a collection is I couldn't find what I wanted. And they were dresses that I wanted to wear, and dresses that I continued to wear. It was a fitted dress with a zip down the back, something that wasn't overly complicated, something that was beautiful quality, beautiful fabric, interesting seaming details, but really quite minimal at the same time. And then I loved the dramatic zip down the back. You know, I think that women and men appreciate that. It's quite a sexy little signature point.
You do hit on a very important point, I think, there, which is the mistake people make in thinking that to be successful, you've got to have a marketing team and a social media team and all those other different people advising you on what you should be doing, when in fact what you need is a vision. And clearly you had a vision, even if you didn't realize it at the time, you knew you wanted something, and that's what's given rise to the rest of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I'm in a position where I do have a team and I do have lots of divisions, but I didn't have that at first.
And you also have the Victoria Beckham look, so they can all coalesce around that rather than telling you what it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a point of view, and I think that's very important. I think that they're the important shows that we look at every season, is the designers that really have a point of view. What is that message?
You've always been spotted wearing the best heels, so I just wanted to know if you have ever considered starting your own line of heels or shoes.
Do you know, I do want to start a shoe collection, and if anybody here is a shoe designer, please do come and see me. I definitely think shoes is probably the next category that I will look at going into. I hear that it doesn't come without it's quite a complicated category to go into, but definitely I would love to go into that category. I actually work with Manola Blahnik on the shoes for my show every season, and working with him is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Oh, he really is, yeah.
Yeah. So you and shoes, that doesn't seem like such a big leap to me somehow. I don't know what it is.
No, it doesn't, but I think it's very complicated. You know, I wouldn't just want a signature shoe. I'd have to make sure that I'm working with the right factories so that I could do, a flat, so that I can do lots of different things.
Yeah, it's the same thoughtful approach to what you were starting before.
Absolutely, and it's just about surrounding myself with the right people and the right team and figuring out which factories I need to work with to give me what I need.
Hi, Victoria.
Hello.
My name is Isabella Bravo. I'm an aspiring designer first year, and I just want to know, how would you describe the Victoria Beckham woman?
The Victoria Beckham woman, I'd say that she's a strong woman who appreciates luxury, quality, and fashion. I'd also say that my dresses, my collections, if you like, they empower women as well. Yeah, thank you. They do empower women. I see how women feel when they put the dresses on. They feel strong, they feel confident, and they feel empowered.
What were you trying to say? Were you trying to prove something, or were you just doing what you...
I wasn't trying to prove anything to anybody. I created 10 dresses that were all very structured, lots of corsetry, great seaming details, not that many fabrics. It was a very, very focused collection, and I wanted to design 10 dresses that I wanted to wear myself. And I had 2 girls that I worked with. I had a girl called Melanie, who helped me with the design, and I had a girl called Tracy, who was doing the production. And it was the 3 of us, and we came up with these 10 dresses. And that was my point of view. They were dresses that I wanted to wear myself. I liked how the zip looked down the back, I think that this has been a very organic journey, if you like, and a lot of this has happened very naturally, and I think that's one reason why people have responded in the way they have. It feels real. This is very honest. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm just being me.
That's a very key point as well, because of course when you started, all eyes were focused on you, and everyone was waiting for you to try and be something that they would consider you or not, and you didn't. Mm-hmm. You kept it quiet and kept it small, and I think the organic point is very important, because people seem to think that the plan should come before the organic nature of what you do. It
all happened so naturally, even when I was doing the presentations right at the beginning, and I was talking, this next dress is made out of Jackie-Tex or whatever it might have been that I was talking about, and talking about the seaming details. Then the models would walk towards the people that I was presenting the collection to, and sometimes I'd open the dress and I'd show the corsetry, and it all happened very naturally. Though that wasn't staged, there was no script. It happened naturally. I was just enjoying myself. I wasn't trying to prove anything to anyone. I was enjoying talking about the collection that I'd created with my team. I mean, sometimes I'd be talking to people in the room that were buyers that didn't even speak English, but it didn't matter. I had a passion, and people could see that, and it all happened very, very naturally.
It's such an important point. If you don't have a passion, and if you're not actually having fun, then you really need to think about doing something else.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're in a really incredible industry. We really are. And yes, it's hard work, but we should all be passionate about what we're doing, for sure.
Yeah.
Could be working in a bank, that would be worse.
Being a banker, yeah, that would be... we used to say being a lawyer would be worse, but actually it's the bankers that are really evil now, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
I'm on the MFA here, and I think a lot of people get excited about the idea of going out and launching themselves, and especially with your studio in London, where there's a lot of support for emerging talent. What do you think is the best idea? Do you think, especially with those types of support, we should be encouraged to do that or go into a company?
I think that, to start your own brand, it's very expensive. And I think it's about surrounding yourself with the right people. And of course, at some point, you should take that leap if that's what you want to do. But I think not until the time is right and you're armed with the necessary information that you need and the tools that you need, which is why I think it's so great to go and work for other people and learn before you do that. But I definitely encourage people to follow their dreams and launch their own brand. But I'd say straight from leaving school, you should absolutely go and work for other people.
Well, there are some fantastic mistakes you can look forward to making, and it's always better to make those with someone else's money, not your own.
Absolutely, that's a really good point. Yeah, for sure.
And I think also starting your own brand means lots of different things. It can mean an entire division with a big splashy show, or it can be 10 dresses like you did.
Yeah, absolutely, and grow it organically. I was very specific when I first started. I said, listen, I might be able, I would be able to afford to have the best of everything right from the beginning, but it wasn't about that. It was about doing it in the right way.
Hi, Victoria.
Hello.
I waited 14 years for this.
It better be good. No pressure.
You're one of my inspirations for actually becoming a fashion designer from the beginning.
Thank you.
My question is, what is your advice for students who have just graduated, who are ready to start their own business, but have no business background?
I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but go and work for other people. I think that that's the best way to learn. That's the only way to learn. That's the way that I learned, for sure. And I was lucky, sorry to interrupt, but I was lucky as well, having Simon Fuller as a business partner. I learned a lot from him, and he introduced me to the right people and the people that could work with me and people that I could learn from as well.
I think there's a really important message there, and I'm confident that many people are not listening to it. And that is, you need other people. You need to work with other people. Victoria, you worked with 3 or 4 different brands.
Yes.
You basically worked for them, designing for them
Yes.
before you went off on your own. And
Yes.
people don't realize that. And it's so vital.
So you mentioned a little bit that your kind of interest in fashion got started from admiring your mother when you were younger. I was wondering what other influences along the way you had, be it designers, be it film, artists, or the like.
There's been so many people and so many, whether it's music artists or film stars, so many it would be hard to start reeling off.
Quite an
it.
impressive next door neighbour, I guess.
Yes, I've just moved, and Mr. Valentino lives 3 doors down.
Because we had,
that's quite
some
bad.
of you were there when we had him in recently. Actually, Giancarlo had a very interesting point that I'd love to hear your take on. When someone said to him, who's the most important voice in fashion, and everyone thought he'd say Anna or someone like that, and he said, no, the only person that really matters is the woman at the cash register.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
Yeah, no, Anna does matter. Oh, yes, she definitely matters. I think he was probably overreacting there. Listen, what I love to do, and another thing that I think is very important, I work very closely with my retail partners. So I travel all around the world. I've been to China, I've been to Canada, obviously America and London and France. I've been all over the world, and I like to go to the stores where I sell my clothes. And these aren't press events. These are events where I'm getting in the fitting rooms with the women that are buying my collections. And sometimes I do little trunk shows, and I get in the fitting rooms and I put the ladies in the clothes, and that is very, very important. So I know each season what she wants, how she wants to feel, what fabrics she likes, what she desires, what she likes about her body, what she doesn't like about her body. And I love doing that. I love getting to know my customer. So I know what to design in the next collection. And, I have a show collection, which is what you saw yesterday, but then I also have another side of that collection, which is what the buyers will want to buy, as well as the show collection. And that as well as hopefully what's been in the show, is what the customer wants. That's what she's going to feel good in.
Have you had moments where you've seen one of your creations going down the street or at a party or something and had like a little quiet smile to yourself?
Oh God, absolutely. I do that all the time. People say, is it exciting when a celebrity wears one of your dresses? It really doesn't matter whether it's a celebrity or whether I'm at a party or you know, I'm in a bar or something and I see someone wearing one of my dresses. The fact that they have chosen to buy something that I have designed with my team is very, very exciting, and I never want that to go. I never want that to go, because that's a big deal.